I'm going to read some poetry, lyrics, and short stories. I hope you like them. Library poem. Today I discovered the library, a place so full of books. I ran and then began to have a long look. It was very disconcerting to see so many rows. There was history, archaeology, books from head to toe. It was hard to pick a favourite, it was hard to pick at all. Even the covers were designed to dazzle and enthrall. The clock was slowly ticking. I was running out of time. I closed my eyes and with an arm outstretched, I touched the glossy spine. That night under the covers, I read until the end. With sleepy eyes, I realized I'd found a brand new friend. Hope you like that nice poem. That's about my first ever trip to the library, a true story. Next one, UFO poem. Who would believe what I have seen? A silver craft with eyes with lights of green. It wasn't a plane, it was no cloud. It hovered above, making no sound. The cats were sleeping, and Mummy too. 1,000,000 to 1 chance disappeared from view. I waved at the craft and they waved back. Then it flew away like a startled bat. I grabbed my phone to take a shot, but all I got was a tiny blurry dot. Hope you like that UFO poem. One of my top subjects is UFOs. Right then, here's a ghost story I wrote, which I could try and improve, quite a good one. No one knows when she first appeared or why. All that was known or needed to be known was that she was there. Some said it was just an urban legend, but others believed. The first sighting was many years ago on a winter's night. The wind blew cold and hard, the snow speckled on the ground like crushed diamonds. Lucy was coming home from studying in the library. She walked quickly as she needed to get out of the freezing cold, and she was dreaming of a hot drink and cookies. She was afraid of the dark and was startled by the snap of a twig, but thought little of it. She carried on walking. She glanced over at the row of twisted trees around the cemetery and shuddered. This was not her favourite place, she thought. It was then that she was aware of a figure walking slowly towards her. It was an old lady, or so it seemed. She had her head bent low, which was not surprising, given the sharp wind whipping around her. Lucy was surprised at how little sound she made. She could only make out her wrinkled hands and bent frame. She was pleased there was someone else on her route, so she would feel safe, but it wasn't to last. As she drew level with the old lady, she bent forward to take a closer look. This was a big mistake. To her horror, Lucy saw that her face was just a black void, nothing there at all. Fear overwhelmed her, cold as ice, and making her buckle at the knees. She tried to scream, but no sound would come, only dead, broken air. She turned to see the faceless old lady walk towards the cemetery and disappear through the locked gates. This was the last thing she saw. The next day she was found frozen, kneeling on the ground, surrounded by school books and the softly blowing snow. Hope you like that short story. Hello viewers, just reading short stories. The next one is called Important Nothings. He sat on the wall looking out at the brilliant blue sky, and tears rolled down his face. Yesterday he was married, happy and in love. Now he was bereft of hope, and the crashing of the waves seemed to sound as an invitation. What have I got to live for? He thought morosely. Many times they had walked hand in hand along the beach. Hello, viewers, Wayne. It was like a dream to him. Life had been perfect, just like a movie. He had the tablets in his pocket and he was determined to take them. A seagull landed on the wall and he wondered if it could read his mind. Could it be as lonely as him? He pondered and then it flew away, and he wished that he could swap places with it, to have no worries and to drift above the world like a melody. It was almost time to put his plan into action. He heard footsteps behind him. A young boy was running after a bright red balloon, which bobbed and weaved on the ground comically. He was crying as the string evaded his fingers time and time again. Jack reached up in an instant and grabbed the string as the balloon threatened to drift into nothingness. He gently handed the balloon to the out-of-breath boy. "Thanks, mister," he exclaimed joyfully. "A short story, Wayne Stewart. You made my day." Then he turned and ran shouting and laughing into the crowds. Jack took out the tablets and unscrewed the top. He held them in his fingers, and then he watched as they fell onto the sand one by one. He smiled a sad smile, put on his hat, and walked back home. "One day at a time," he muttered to himself. "One day at a time." Hope you like that stories. Hope you can go back to the beginning as well. Please sub me if you like them. My books are on Amazon Co. UK. Jason William Lee. Have a nice evening. Bye-bye.